Hello everyone and welcome to another Wakelet PD session at Wakelet Community Week 2023. I hope you've all had a great day so far. There's a few sessions left on this Tuesday in Tomorrowland at Wakelet World, but we're just getting right into it. We've got a great session coming right up all around promoting SEL in the classroom and in your school. But before we get going, please do let us know where you're joining from in the chat, in the YouTube comments there. I've got two great speakers behind stage right now, and they and us here at the Wakelet team love to hear where you're joining from. So let us know, is it early, is it late, where you are. We want to thank you so much for joining us, and like I said, it promises to be a great session right now. Just so you're all aware, we do have a great competition going on, so anything that you see from this session or any others that you really like, a quote, a screen grab, you name it, just go ahead and tweet that out on Twitter using the hashtag Wakelet Community Week, and that will enter you into a special competition where you can actually win some Community Week swag, some swag packs, some vouchers to go on an amazing, thrilling experience, and also the big one, a trip to ISTE 2024. So if you want to be in the chance of that, like I said, go ahead and tweet using that hashtag, and each time you tweet will be an entry into that competition, and I'll answer that next week as well. Another one, I can see people asking already, certificates for this session will be put into the chat towards the end, so stick around for that. You fill that out and we'll send you a certificate along with the resources afterwards. And of course, this is available to rewatch at any time. So hello to anyone that's watching it right now after the session has been live, and thank you again for everyone joining right now. So, like I said, we have an amazing session. We've got the Tech Care twins behind stage right now talking about promoting social and emotional learning in the classroom and in the school. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Dyann and Amy to the stage. There you are. Hello. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey. Thank you so much for joining us today. We absolutely love it when the Tech Care twins come to town and showcase what you've got at any webinar, really, but especially Wakelet Community Week. So from everyone here at the team and the community, thank you so much for joining us today. And honestly, the stage is yours. We have 40 minutes. Please show us what you've got, and I'll take note of any questions, and we'll address them at the end.
You got it.
Awesome. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and share our screen and let me know when it's there, and I will. Yep, there you are. Okay, so I can't see you now, so let me know if anything comes up, Dyann.
Okay.
All right, welcome to Promoting Social and Emotional Learning with Wakelet. We are the Tech Care twins. Let's start with how you can access this Wakelet collection that we're going to use today. There's the link right there. It is case sensitive, so make sure you type it in exactly as you see it. I'll give you just a moment, and then I'm going to show you a QR code if that's easier, and you can scan the QR code to access this collection as well. All right, so that's the link. Give you a few more moments. Just know if you watch the recording, you can go back and see it as well. All right, here's the QR code. Hopefully they can drop that link in the chat too. There is the QR code if you want to scan it. And we should be good to go. All right, we ready?
Ready.
Okay, let's start with some introductions. I'll start with my twin sister, Dyann.
And speaking of twin, and why I'm wearing a Hawaiian lei, our birthday is Friday. We turned the big 43.
Nobody
so my
needs to know
school's
that.
celebrating me today. But anyway, little side note, it's our birthday coming up. I'm Dyann Wilson. I am a middle school counselor in Willis ISD at Brabham Middle School. Going on my second year, but it's my 7th year as a counselor. Moved to a new district. Absolutely love it. A little bit about me. I love to camp. We go camping quite a bit. We are state park junkies. I have a wonderful husband, beautiful children, and a little 4-legged son named Zeke. I am Google 1, Google 2 certified. I also do a little bit of work with Fried Tech, which I love. I'm learning so much from them. They're the reason I'm Google certified. Wakelet ambassador, Wakelet certified. The only reason I didn't get a 100, I think Amy cheated.
I got 100 both years.
But Wakelet won't tell me which one I missed. Anyway, that's all about me. And I hope you enjoy our session today.
Yeah, and can I say I'm so proud of you for not sharing your favorite movie with the world that's watching. Nope.
It's Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Hobbit, Lord of the Rings.
There it is. You got it. All right. My name is Amy Storr. I'm the other half to Tech Care Twins, and I am a lead learning guide at Fried Tech. Prior to joining Fried Tech, I was a classroom teacher for many years, mainly grades 3 and 4 math and science. I was also an instructional coach for a few years, well, I think almost 6 years, and the lead tech integration mentor for my district. If you ever need to get in touch with me, there's my contact info, including my social media handle. All right, so the flow of this session is going to go, we have it broken up into different sections. We're going to talk about newsletters, digital calming rooms, reflection rooms, and so much more. This really is just a conversation about what Dyann has used as a school counselor, and I'll jump in and share some tips and tricks, maybe some backstory on it, but this really is to just showcase some ideas, some things that Dyann has used as a middle school counselor with her students and her staff to support social emotional learning. So we're going to start with newsletters, and I'm going to let my sister take it away. I'll drive for you, my friend.
All right, I'll sit passenger. Okay, so this year we decided to do our newsletters. Let me back up. Our principal does the school newsletter through Wakelet. That's how she sends out all the information to our community, is through a Wakelet. And so she'll add my newsletter into that Wakelet collection so the parents can read it. We also tweet it, and we can send it out through social media platforms. This is created on Canva. Did I say it wrong again?
Again, Canva.
Golly, it's because I'm trying to get used to it here. Anyway, and so I created on there. I think the link is underneath it where you can use the template, but very short and sweet. I think adults are the same as kids. Our attention span is very short. It don't need to be long. So it's very short and sweet too. It could be a counselor's message. It could be an educator's message as a teacher. It could be what we're touching on school counseling, what you're touching on as an educator. We do Wildcat University at our district, which is like parent night. So that's on there too, the QR codes, and then some important dates, and then contact info, and that's it. And we only do it every 2 months. It's, we're all wearing a million hats, so we didn't want to put a whole lot on each other throughout the year. So we just do it every 2 months, and it's always themed to like what month it is. So like, I think this is May, so spring or summer. Is it May? Yes.
So, yeah, and as most of you know, Canva is integrated right here into Wakelet. But Dyann could also take anything she's created in Canva and just add it into a Wakelet, so all the newsletters are in one place, so teachers can have access it throughout the entire school year.
Right.
All right. She has the template here for Canva, but she also has linked here some school counselor newsletter templates that she created. So if you click on this, it's going to take you to the creation library that Wakelet has created with all these really cool templates to choose from. One of them is the school counselor newsletter. So you can click here, you can look at what Dyann has created. She even has some different banners you could use. And all you need to go in here is, once you make a copy of it, click that gear, copy. You'll be able to edit all of these sections and customize it to fit the needs of you, your students, your campus, your staff, and your family. She even has some of her favorite links in here in case you want to see them, and we'll talk more about those later. But there's a Wakelet template that you could use to get your counseling newsletter going on your campus. All right. Oh, this is my favorite. We probably should have ended with this because it's just the best thing ever. These are digital calming rooms. I'm going to let Dyann share with you in just a little bit some of her tips and tricks, but just know there's a template here as well that you can use. But let's start with one that's completed. Dyann, do you want to start by sharing with those that aren't familiar with them what a digital calming room is?
Yes. So back during COVID, when we were all remote and virtual, I was a part of a ton of groups on Facebook. There's an educator or a counselor from California who created this Google site. It was beautiful, and it had all these clickable icons you could click on to open up a world of calmness. And so originally I created one on Google site, kind of based it around what she did, but I just made it more relevant to my area. But then Wakelet started to do things to where it seemed easier just to make it in Wakelet instead. And then they made the columns, which was way easier. And so I moved everything from Google site onto Wakelet. And the premise behind this is, a lot of times you'll have kids with behaviors that are always connected to something. And we can't always connect it to discipline. So if we can find things that we know will ground our kids, calm them, put them in the present moment, then that's winning. That's what we're supposed to be doing as educators. Because discipline that's not going to work. You know, you have to have social emotional before you can have academics. So that's the purpose of the calming room is this. This one is one we created for our district. And I think I'm pretty sure I have this to where you can copy it and make it your own. I'm a real firm believer, because this is how I was taught through my sisters, that it was very hard to learn on my own without having someone give me the bare bones of something. So that's how my sister taught me. That's what I want to do for you. So take this, copy it, make it your own, delete stuff, add stuff, whatever you need to do. This is our middle school calming room. And so as you can see, there's different columns. There's sounds and music, guided meditation, visual relaxation, mindfulness. I think there's recipes, there's games, there's puzzles, animal cams, which are our favorite. You can watch live animal cams from zoos around the world. The only thing is, if you have YouTube blocked, which our district does, it makes it very hard for kids to access some things inside Wakelet. But you can always do hopefully some workarounds, or just not add the YouTube, unfortunately. But YouTube is really big in our calming rooms because it has a bunch of the visual effects for you. Google Arts and Culture, you can add that on there. Mindfulness activities are very cool. I love adding quick mindfulness that you can use on your campus, like for morning meetings, or if you want to do a reset button in your classroom, in your counseling groups, whatever you want to do. So that's the premise behind it. I could go on and on about calming rooms because I absolutely love them, but we only have 30 more minutes.
All right, let me go back. I think I shared the right tab. Okay, you should see our Wakelet now, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so like she said, she saw someone who created it in Google Sites, and then she decided to recreate it in Wakelet, and she has created a template for you. So if you click on the Wakelet template here, that should pop up for you. You see that, Dyann?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And scroll down just a bit, you're going to see, just like she said, like the bare bones of a calming room, and you can come in here once you make a copy of it. You'll be able to come in here and edit those headers. You can edit the text here. She's even included an elementary example, a middle school example, and a secondary. As you can see, she was on a pineapple kick when she created these, but you can go in and you can customize and you can edit those graphics and pull in your own. So just know you don't have to create it from the ground up. Utilize what Dyann has created. Once again, to make a copy, as long as it's copyable, just click that here in the top right-hand corner and click copy to, and then this becomes yours, and it will always give credit back to where credit is due. That's yours if it helps you get started. All right, calming rooms, we love them. We also included here, and we'll talk a little bit more about this towards the end because we're going to give you a challenge, but Dyann and I presented on calming rooms at TCEA of this year. Yeah. And we decided to create a Padlet to crowdsource all the different ways that other counselors or other teachers use, like links and resources to help stay calm. And so we put 4 of our favorites here, like these live cams. This is Sand, the joy generator. This was actually shared with us by a participant there. And then my absolute favorite, if you know me, you know how much I love otters. There's a live cam of otters. So throughout this session, even towards the end when we give you your challenge, if you have anything you would like to share, click on that Padlet, come here to the plus sign, give us some information and include a link or an image. Give us that resource that you love to use with students. We'd love to curate as many as we could in this space.
And I also want to say too that one of my inspirations to build this kind of environment in Wakelet was Alex Isaacs. He built something in Bitmoji, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can do that in Wakelet. So he was a big inspiration for me too. If you don't follow him on Twitter. He's great.
Yes. And if you go to Dyann's profile on Wakelet, you'll be able to not only see her calming room creations, but all kinds of creations. And I would say 99.9% of what she's created is open and available for anybody to copy. So check out her profile. Our profile is linked in this collection we've shared with you, and you'll be able to click it and find what she's created to share with others. And then, so this one, the reflection room, this actually came after she created a digital calming room. You want to let them know where this one came from?
Yes. So I had a group of 3 girls in my office one day, and I was showing them the calming room, and they were like, well, what if you added this? And what if you added this? And it got me to think that, I'm creating a calming room with things that I think they need. when in reality, it needs to be something that they own, that they know, that they can use in class or at home to calm themselves or ground them. So the premise behind this is maybe make it like a classroom activity, a school counseling activity, where the students are building their own reflection room, their own calming room that they can go to. That way they're exploring, they're adding what they like.
Let's look at, this is Dyann's reflection room.
Yes.
Let me share this tab. So these are things that make her calm. Do you add Hobbit and Lord of Rings as well?
I didn't, but I need to, now that you said that.
All right, there you go. So she's just added different things that help her find her calm. Things like Silk. This is an interactive website where you can generate some really cool art by just using the trackpad on your computer or the touch screen of your computer. She's added in some YouTube videos, some TED Talks, all things that she loves to look at to find her calm. We'll talk about window swap later. This is a really neat one where you can actually open up a window into the world. So she was able to create something that was specific to her and her needs. And then I believe this one right here, is this the template right here, the reflection room? Let's click it, find out.
I think it's just a lesson you could do in class with like with questions. That way you're guiding the discussion versus them just exploring.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of you just giving them the full autonomy to create their own, this is one with guided questions. So you would ask a question, they would search and find what they wanted to put in their calming room. Or I think Alex is right there. There he is. But it's for them to explore, but you're guiding them more than them just letting them just take free reign. So that's, I think the template's underneath here.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yes, maybe.
Here's yours.
Yeah. I mean, you can copy it, make it your own. It's a template.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
should be able to. Yeah. Copy too. Yep. Awesome. All right. So that's reflection rooms. Are you still seeing this?
We don't see it anymore.
Okay. I keep pressing the wrong button. Entire screen. That's what I want. Why are you shaking your
Good
head?
twin. This is the good twin. That is not.
Whatever. Okay. Now, can you see it?
No.
Okay. Oh, someone needs to share it. Maybe the backstage. My backstage friends. Oh, never ending. There we go. Now we good?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We should be good now. Should be good now. All right. Copy or PD. Let's talk about the backstory on this real quick before I let Dyann share how she's taken it and customized it as a counselor. So, a lot of you are probably familiar with a lot of people have created different things like potty PD, the toilet paper, and it's a way to add in quick bite-sized professional learning into spaces like bathrooms. And so I was thinking, you know, I loved the idea, but I wanted to put it in a different space on our campus, and I wanted to do it monthly. And I was like, well, what is another place on our campus where teachers might frequent? And it was the copy machine. And so based off of that idea, inspired by those ideas, I came up with Copier PD. Kathy Krasnowski, she's the one who inspired me initially with her ideas. And so I came up with hashtag Copier PD. And every month I would hang up just a one pager with 3 different sections. It was typically like an SEL piece, a content specific piece, maybe a tech tip. I had a meme of the month. So I changed those out each month. And I jokingly called it We Be Jammin', because that's what happens when you stand next to a copy machine, it jams. And so I would just customize this each month, and I would add in different pieces. A pro tip for if this is something you decide to do, every time I would find a meme that I thought was funny or a resource that I wanted to share, I would just drop in different things into a folder in my Google Drive, or maybe use OneDrive, just to organize and keep my thoughts all in one place. So when I went to create, I had all that stuff ready to go. So Dyann saw that idea and she's like, well, I would like to do that, but make it completely about SEL. And so she came up with hashtag self-care PD, and it's built the same way, 3 simple sections. She has a section for health and wellness, self-care tips, and she has her meme of the month or her laugh out loud. And so Dyann, I'll let you talk a little bit about your variation.
Okay, so a lot of times your principal's going to want the counselors or teachers to train someone on self-care, but we thought, you know, what better than just put it in front of the copy machine where they're already standing. So They sit there and they scan for health and wellness tips, which could be health and wellness. It could be cooking recipes, TikTok recipes, something that's funny that is relevant for that month. I think this last one, May, and when the teachers are like done. And then some self-care tips. Will they read it? I don't know. We hope so, but yeah, I think we're touching at least a couple people, but that's the premise behind that. Is just some PD for self-care.
Yep. And here's a link. If you click on this link right here, it's going to take you to the template. It was created in Canva. The one thing that her and I asked that you do is you keep the credit here on where the image was pulled from. You can also build something like this very simply in Google Slides or in Microsoft PowerPoint or in Adobe Express. So just so you don't have to use the Canva template, you can build in another place, another tool that maybe you're more familiar with. But we do have the template here in case you're interested. All right, next up is Handle with Care. This is one of my favorite things that Dyann did. I believe she started it right around COVID, but it's something you could use every school year regardless. I'll let her talk a little bit about it.
And this could be for educators too, administrators, principals, librarians. It could be for anybody in education pretty much. It doesn't have to be just for counselors. This was, I think, started in a juvenile detention center, but it was mainly for parents who, we have cultures who do not want to tell their business, and it's none of our business to wonder what's wrong with their child or their family. So this is so that parents can text you, they can email you, and all they got to say is, Amy Store, Handle with Care. No questions asked. You just know that day, the kid's coming from something, and our job is to just have space for him or her. And so if you see a behavior that's like an uptick with this child, then you know that the parent already told you, just handle this child with care today. That way we don't automatically assume that there is a behavior problem. So that's the premise behind this. It's really great. Our parents love it because they don't want to tell you their business. And this is the best way to let you know, please just watch my child today. And, that's them, supporting the campus. So that's the premise behind this. I think I have the template underneath it. You can change it to fit your needs. You can change it to text. I think I used Google Voice one time. You can do email. I wouldn't say use your personal number, but if you have a Google number, do Google number, but it's really great.
Yeah, and how you could use this, of course, in Wakelet. Once again, Canva, beautifully integrated. But if Dyann creates a newsletter as a counselor in Wakelet, she can upload and add this image of this Handle with Care graphic, so parents can always see it and know how to get in touch at any point during the day. And there's the template right there. All right, so let's talk about speaking of templates, let's talk about favorite templates. We're going to walk you through not only some of our favorite Wakelet templates, but also some Canva counseling templates that you could very easily put into a Wakelet. So I'm going to click here where it says Wakelet Templates. And this is the entire library here. So it's not only just related to counseling or social emotional learning. You can see all kinds of categories here to the left-hand side that you can look through. For example, let's click on mindfulness. And I'll be able to see some different templates that other Wakelet ambassadors have created or possibly people on the Wakelet team. And when you click, like, for example, the gratitude journal, since it's a template all ready to go, you can see here, it's like Dyann calls it the bare bones, and then you can make a copy and customize as needed. So if I wanted this, I'm going to click the gear in the top right-hand corner and click copy to. Okay, you can retitle it if you want to, and then you click copy. And then you're like, well, where did it go? Open up my side pane. If I click over here, I can go back to my home page or click on collections, either way, and there it is. So now it's my copy to play around with. When I open it, I'll be able to customize this header graphic if I wanted to by clicking the paintbrush up here. I can change the layout. I can also come in here and edit the text that I see. You can't edit this because it's always going to give that credit back where it's due. But any of these sections that you see here, just click these three dots. We call these the drama dots, ... Click it, and you'll have the customization tools to come in here and edit as needed. And there you go. Easy as that. Another thing that I would love to point out that I think is such a good piece here, and it will look a little different when you share it with students. But when you share this with students, whether it's for counseling lessons or something else, anywhere that they see this book with the speaker, that's immersive reader, and it's built into the Wakelet platform. What that means is it's going to make text more readable. so students can access the content. They're able to actually have it read aloud. I'm not sure if you can hear this. We're going to see. It was loud for me. If not, I promise you it's happening. You can change the voice settings here. And then you have some menus up here at the top right just to make this more accessible, not just for students, but for families as well. I want you to keep in mind, if you use this as a newsletter, you're going to see how impactful this immersive reader can be if you utilize Wakelet for newsletters. Text preferences, you got text size you can play with, increase or decrease the spacing here. You can choose from 3 different fonts. You can add in some colored overlays to make it easier to read. Your middle menu is your ELA teachers are going to love this. You can turn on syllables, parts of speech. You can even show labels. And then this is my favorite menu, the reading preferences. You can turn on line focus. It'll read it line by line. I promise it's reading. And then picture dictionary is defaulted to be turned on. This is great for our ELLs. If I click on a word and it has clip art associated, you can see the word, the clip art, and you can have it read aloud. But here's the piece that I love. If you use this for newsletter purposes and you have a family or families that you support that speak a different language, they can come over here and they can translate the entire newsletter. Let's translate this into Spanish. And I'm going to translate the entire document. And not only does it translate all the text, you can also have it read aloud in that language. It's such a powerful feature. And once again, it's built right into the Wakelet platform. The students will see the speaker icon right here. I can see it from my 3-dot menu, but just know wherever they see that book with the speaker, that means they can use Immersive Reader. All right, and then we have some other templates here. We've linked them directly to the search in Canva. So if I click on this one, these are self-care templates in Canva. Once again, you can upload these into a Wakelet collection as an image or a link. This is going to take you directly to the search. We've already done that work for you. So you can scroll down and see all kinds of different templates ready to go, ready to use. Okay, so that's going to link you there to take you to the self-care template. If you click on this one, it's going to take you to the Canva counseling templates. All right, there we go. And you'll be able to see any templates that relate to counseling. This one right here. You just click on something that you find. If you like it, click customize. It's now yours, lives in your account. You can customize, edit, and then share out by either downloading the graphic or you can just share the link with others. Anything you want to share about templates, Dyann?
I just recently discovered the templates on Canva. I haven't really explored those much. I've just started creating my own, but then I didn't know what the search bar to search for SEL and counseling. So I think it's really cool. I know if you do groups, there's some group templates on there for your classrooms, for your school counselor lessons. If you want to do quick check-ins, mindfulness, a lot of mindfulness are on there too. Grounding techniques, you name it, they are all over Canva and Wakelet. It's like a library of free resources. It's great.
Yep. Free 95, as my friend Daryl says,
Yes.
right at my price range. All right, Dyann, talk a little bit about the emotion collage.
Okay, so we did this at a counseling conference one time, and it was all on paper. It wasn't on a computer. And so that was kind of my inspiration to create this. But a lot of times when you're in class with young kids or groups, or maybe like we have 6th graders coming in that are going to be really nervous, that don't want to speak publicly or out loud in front of a group. So this would be a great idea to kind of check the temperature of the room. So you'd be the guide, you'd be guiding the discussion. They would be collaborators within this Wakelet collection, and you would just ask a question, and you'd say, that's a QR code to get in. This is an example. This is the one that we did. So I always like to do a body scan before every session or a mindfulness moment. This is a quick, I think it's I can't read it, but I think it's a 3-minute body scan.
3 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, and it's great. You don't want to go above 5 minutes with your littles or actually any youth or adolescent because you're going to lose them. But do a quick body scan, a mindfulness moment. Then below that, you would say, what are you feeling right now, Amy? And then she would come in and she'd put a picture, a meme, a comment, a quote, a YouTube video. These are some that my kids submitted. Where are those feelings coming from? They would answer again. It could be again, a text, a quote, a meme. But that way you're kind of checking the temperature of the room before you start a class. It's really neat. The kids love it. I like doing it with my groups. So you could change it. You can copy this, make it your own. You can change the discussion questions. If you go to, I didn't put it in here, but if you go to CASEL, it's a castle and it has a bunch of guiding questions on social emotional learning. I wish I would put that in there. I guess we could add it.
For sure.
But you can search this page. I don't know where I found here, but you can search the page and find guiding questions to discussions about social emotional learning. It's a great website. We utilize this when we build lessons. We try to tie everything to it. It's great for educators and counselors, not just school counselors. So great site.
Awesome. All right. And before we wrap up with a few of our favorite things, Dyann would love to give a special shout out to someone I think she just recently kind of met or interacted with or came to know. And you probably have seen her or will see her this week for the Wakelet Community Week. But Dyann, you want to give your shout out?
Yes. So I think I met her last year or this year at TCEA. I can't remember.
I bet.
I followed her from afar. I finally met her in person. We've kind of linked up she does some great things with yoga and mindfulness. And so we kind of linked up about my calming rooms with her. When I joined her, I'm looking at, she built I forgot the name. I think I put it in there, but anyway, she built a mindfulness journal. And so for right now, it's free for you to kind of like pilot. So I do urge you to go check that out. But then she adds you to her Facebook group, which is linked right here, which is really just a community of learning for anybody that needs information about calming techniques, mindfulness, yoga, stuff like that. So she's a really cool person to follow for sure. And then I think below there, she inspired me to create this. I wish I could read it.
Make it bigger. Hold on.
So the end of the year, educators are done. Like we are stressed out, burnout. We're ready to take a break. And this was 2 minutes of nothing. She's the one that inspired me to create this. I created it on Canva, and it gives you 4 rules. And you just put your writing utensils down. Laptops are closed, which would be difficult to play this video if the laptop was closed. But I think I didn't even think about that. Smile. Yeah, I need to delete that. Smile, sit back and enjoy. Maybe I'll put phones turned off. So I'm going to delete that.
Yeah.
And so you play the video. And it's 3 hours, but I'm only asking you to stop for 2 minutes. So you play the video, which you can't hear. And it's just, it's a bunch of exploring the world with music behind it. Cat trumpet. Oh, never mind. Anyway, you're exploring scenery while music is playing. It's very relaxing.
And you can very easily add this into Wakelet, build this in Wakelet, add this in graphic or link to it right here in your Wakelet for others to access as well.
Yes, she was a huge inspiration behind that. And I asked her if I could share, and she said yes. So of course I did. I love it.
All right, we have a few of our favorite things listed here. Some of them we're going to touch on and do a little bit of a deep dive, and some we're just going to hit on. These are just a few of our things that we love to use when we're creating, whether it's graphics to add as headers into our Wakelet, or other reasons to use different colors. This first one is one from Dyann. You want to talk about this one?
Yes. So this is kind of like what Wakelet's doing now, which is like a community forum, which is kind of what this is. This is what it was built behind. Was I wanted to I have ideas, but you may have better ideas than I have, or ideas I don't know about. So this is just a place for us to communicate, collaborate on what works for you, because it could work for me. We've learned a lot of our favorite things that we've listed. We've learned from conferences that the attendees have shared with us. So if you want to add what you use on your campus or your school, what works for you with your kids, please add to this. It is called School Counselors Unite, but it's for all of us. And we're going to share.
I don't think this is the collaboration link, Dyann. So we'll make sure we add the collaboration link so you can go in and add your different pieces too. We'll make sure we update that for sure.
All right, cool.
This is a great one we love to share when it comes to creating specifically graphics for Wakelet, if you're building a newsletter, etc. This is a website called Coolers. If you know Coolers, let us know in the chat. It's so fantastic. You can come here to where it says explore, and you can find beautifully put together palettes of color that takes the thinking out of trying to figure out what colors work best with others. And so it's going to give you these different color palettes, and you can actually copy those hex codes and place them into shapes, into fonts to change up the color. Imagine you seeing these beautiful palettes popping up on my screen right now, other than the spinning wheel of death. But it'll pull up some palettes here, and you can see some really cool palettes ready to go. Another one that I love to share when it comes to coolers is the image picker. Let's say you have a header or a graphic already created. You can actually upload the graphic here. This is where you would see it. And what it does, there it is. There's an example. Here's the graphic that was uploaded. It extracts different colors. So you can build a custom palette to help when you're creating these different things for your students and your families. You can even move these bubbles around right here, and it will change the colors over here on the left. That's coolers. Print-friendly PDF we love to share. If you're trying to share this with students in your counseling groups, for example, you go to a website like Wonderopolis. As an example we love to use, although Wonderopolis prints very well. Let's say you wanted to share this with one of your counseling groups that you're working with, and you go to your computer browser and you click print. Chances are it's going to print all the things, everything, social media buttons, backgrounds. You just want the content. Use the print-friendly PDF extension, which is linked on that collection. And when you click that extension, it makes it more readable, and it just gives you what it thinks you want, which is just the content. The cool thing is, as you scroll throughout here, you also have the option to continue to throw things away. So now you've taken it from possibly 15 to 25 pages printed to just maybe a one-pager front and back, but you could also save it as a PDF. And guess what you can add to Wakelet? You can insert a PDF. So check out print-friendly PDF. It's a great way to help with printing and making different articles online a little bit more readable. A couple more that we'll share before we take any questions. The emoji bullet list is pretty neat. This one allows you to come in here and enter a list on the left. Click Emojify, and it will have the list here as well as any it does a pretty good job. Any emojis that it thinks it goes with it, and you can turn those into your bullets on different documents or even inside Wakelet. And I'll let Dyann share about a few of her favorites. Her first one is Window Snap.
Yes, Window Swap.
Oh, Swap, sorry.
So there's a paid version. I just use the free one for my kids, but you get to explore different parts of the world. If you pay for it, you can actually pick, I think, which ones you want to do. So if you click on open a new window somewhere in the world, it will go where I can't see. Where does it say it is?
Russia.
So right now we're live in Russia. So I had a girl in here one time who was just not wanting to talk to me. And I put her on a computer and I said, just get on this app and start exploring. And I'm telling you, like, her whole body just melted into the chair. Her shoulders got relaxed. And then she started talking. So it's just kind of grounding a kid.
Are you frozen or am I frozen? Oh, there you are.
The what?
I thought something froze, so I X'd out of the tab just in case it was me.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because you can go into different places in our world. And it's an actual like live cam, right, Dyann? So
right,
someone they've opted into it. It's pretty neat.
Click on this sand. We'll do that one live.
Okay.
Yeah. This is what one of our attendees showed us. It's blocked over here, so I hope you can even open it. Hit play. Yeah.
Hit play. Okay.
Hopefully it'll open for you. Move your cursor around. Ooh. Yeah, there it goes. So you're just building sand, like sand trays, or if you're at the beach and you're kind of holding the wet sand, you're building little mountains of sand. This is the same thing. And you just have a kid do it the whole time. It's kind of like weave silk, but it's a calming technique. Super cool. I love using it. It is blocked in our district, but if it's not blocked on yours, it's super cool for your kids to use.
I like that. That brought me some calm.
We have some. You want to answer the questions now?
Yeah. The rest of these here are just some of our favorites. We love calm strips. There's some books that Dyann's recommended. She's got a free printable here. We also put some resources at the bottom. Wakelet's YouTube channel, which is fantastic. How to get started, all about the Wakelet community. And then our challenge here is we would love for you to go into that pad at some point now or later and add in your favorite ways to find calm. Once again, just click that plus sign down here at the bottom and you can add your voice here. We also have our contact info down here at the bottom. Dyann, did you want to talk about this before we take questions?
Oh, MP, my girl MP. She's like, I'm her fan. She's my fan. I wanted to end with what she posted. I think this morning. It's beautiful and it speaks volumes about Wakelet in this week. So I wanted to share her last. She's my pineapple friend. I love her to death. Okay, so quick questions. Judy Bowling. No. So if I create the emotional collage, they become collaborators because you want them to answer the questions within that collection. Good question. Yes. So, I mean, calming rooms aren't the fix-all. I should have said that in the beginning. They're not the cure-all. It's not going to cure the kid. There's more work to be done, but the tool itself is mainly for grounding, which means you're trying to put the child in the present moment. If you Google grounding techniques, there's one that's real popular, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's grounding. You want to ground the child into things that they can control, which is the calming room. So no, it's not going to cure everything, but we hope it's a start. So restrict searches on Wakelet. If we're using the kids, I mean, it's compliant, so it's pretty safe for kids. But if you're talking about like things they can't search for, like my kids are blocked from YouTube here, so we can't search on YouTube. Share the link again. I don't know what link, Janelle. I don't know what link you're asking for.
Maybe the link to the collection.
Oh, Wakelet just posted it, Janelle, so it's below there.
Awesome.
That's all the questions.
Yeah, if y'all think of anything, contact us. Our contact information is in the collection that you have. We are very open to emails. Find us and follow us on Twitter. We would love to connect with you there. So if you think of anything beyond today, we're here to support you.
Right.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Dyann and Amy. That was absolutely awesome. I just wanted to say there's a lot of love for the templates in the chat. So thank you so much for sharing them.
Awesome.
I love what you said as well. Obviously, Amy helping you out there, Dyann, but just starting from scratch can be a bit hard sometimes. And I think we all know that with anything, if it's, I don't know, say draw something or using a tool. So I actually love that you have templates, not only for Wakelet, by the way, but for the other platforms as well. So thank you so much for sharing those.
You're welcome.
Awesome. And then just the last thing I wanted to kind of point on, I love that you're meeting the students and the teachers where they are. So not only physically with the teachers at the photocopy, of course, where they've got like a bit of downtime. We know that teachers don't have a lot of time on their hands, but you're there saying, hey, for these 2 minutes when you are at the photocopier, don't forget to spend more time on yourself, be the one priority. And I love that you're meeting them there, but also with the students as well, with their learning. You're saying, I know some students won't feel comfortable sharing how they're feeling in the emotion collage, but when they're sharing a meme or a GIF, it really does bring them out of their shell. So I really liked that one, and I know a lot of people in the chat did. So thank you so much for sharing those.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Amazing. Well, we have dropped the link into the chat for all your resources. So again, thank you so much for sharing those. We're going to wrap up now. But again, Amy, Dyann, thank you so much. Please give Amy and Dyann a follow on Twitter there with their handle. And of course on Wakelet, because you don't want to miss a thing from the both of them. But we'll move on. But for now, Amy, Dyann, thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate that.
Bye. Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Amazing. Bye-bye. Okay, that was incredible. I know you guys loved in the chat there. I can see a lot of comments coming through. Thank you all so much for joining in to another session of Wakelet Community Week. Just before you jump off, we do have a session starting again in around 15 minutes time. So have a quick break, take some time on yourself, maybe explore some of those mindfulness collections and the calming rooms that Dyann and Amy shared there. Go and enjoy them. But in 15 minutes time, we will be joined by the Merrills, who will be talking about Wakelet in an elementary classroom setting. So join us at 15 for that. You'll really enjoy it. They are two incredible speakers. And just so you know, the certificate link is there in the chat. So grab your certificate. Of course, the resources, like I mentioned too. And again, anything that you found interesting or you really liked, please do share with us. Sharing is caring after all. And just know, if you are tweeting it out, use the hashtag Wakelet Community Week to win those special prizes, the swag pack, the vouchers, and also, again, that trip to ISTE 2024. So, again, thank you all for joining us today, the session, and we'll see you all at the other sessions during Community Week. Bye-bye.